I'm about to tell a story about what happened to me when I was attending church service at River Valley Church in about November. No, this was been about July or August of 2022. Okay, I started finding all this like weird stuff in my house, like listening devices. I found CommScope, Cat 6 cables running all the way through my house. Now, I took a couple trips to Florida, and when I came back from these trips, there was a cable drop in every room of my house. When I moved into this house, me and my kids, there was only one place you could plug in the internet, and because I was working from home, so I looked in all the rooms in 2021 to see where I could hook up the router. There was only one spot in the entire house where you could hook it up. But when I came back from these trips from Florida, I just finally realized like there's 6 CommScope cables running through all there in my daughter's bedrooms, okay? The master bedroom, the basement, and they're only in the one spot, like in the main living room before. And I had to switch from, I think it was, what was that? What's the, no, not CenturyLink. One of the smaller cable companies, and then I had to finally switch to Spectrum after this was after my internet stopped working. But anyways, so I went to go submit a report to the FBI about this because I was very like anxious and nervous about. I was like paranoid about it. I was like, you know, I found a listening device in my daughter's flashlight, and so I had no idea what was going on. I found a Raspberry Pi on our home network connected to all my daughter's iPads, all my laptops, all my computers. And I was trading stocks and options on the stock market at this time. And I deleted all the applications from the main laptop I was using. I just had the E-Trade software and the internet. I deleted everything, Microsoft Word, Outlook, all that stuff. I didn't want any of that on there. But I went to the applications one day and I noticed all these random applications that were added to my laptop. And that was from this Raspberry Pi. So I went to go submit a report in church because like what's a safer, there's no safer place to submit this report than at River Valley Church, right? Because I felt like, you know, what, they're not criminals, right? They wouldn't be the ones doing this to my house or like doing this to me. But when I had my laptop out there, this is my backup laptop that I used a while back. And I went to go, like, I was on the FBI's tips and reports, like, I was filling it all out and everything. And as soon as I went to go hit, I was about to finish it and hit send, my entire computer shut off. I had it plugged into the wall, like, there's no way the battery died or anything, okay? You know, my daughters are attending church with us at this time. My dad was there, I think my sister was there. But what really like creeped me out is I went to go turn my computer back on and I went to go to the private bathroom to submit it. And as soon as I was about to go into the bathroom, this lady runs in there ahead of me. And I was like, what the? And closes the door. So then I went in the men's bathroom and I tried to submit it. And the same thing happened. It wouldn't work. Now little did I know that it was River Valley Church the entire time trying to prevent me from submitting this report because this was they who were the ones bugging my house. Okay? And I didn't know what my mom was involved in at the time. I didn't know what she got me involved with or what she nominated me for apparently a while back. But it all made, you know, coming to today where I have a lot more information, it makes sense why River Valley Church and their technician, their IT team, they were able to shut off my entire computer just from having that Raspberry Pi on my network. They were in control of like all my devices, my daughter's iPads, okay? And they can see through those cameras 24, like even if your computer's off, there's always stuff running in the background, right? So they could see, like, you know, me changing, being naked. That's a church, okay? And it's hard for people to believe this stuff, but apparently they've gotten into some bad business deals. They got in with some bad people that got in trouble. Like, for example, the reason why River Valley Church grew so big was a whole bunch of shell corporations beneath them. Okay, and some of these were connected to Feeding Our Future, and it all gets tied back to River Valley Church. They're a mega church. They started in a gymnasium when I was a kid. My dad and all the kids and the people that attended it, they were like setting up chairs in this gymnasium, taking them down every Sunday, and that's how that church started. And that was when I was like 6 to 8 years old. So think about that. In 20-30 years, the church is now a mega church. That's like unheard of. And I'm not saying you can't do that, but you would need a lot. I mean, you would need like the richest congregation in the entire state of Minnesota, which Rosemount area, Apple Valley area, they're not. Okay? You'd have to be living in like Wayzata and have like the richest people in Wayzata donating 10% of their paycheck, every paycheck to your church to grow that fast. So I want people to understand that. No church ever grows that fast, but River Valley somehow did. And it was due to fraudulent business practices. Again, they're filed as a nonprofit corporation with the Minnesota Secretary of State, and they started with 10 shareholders that invested in the corporation, right? And it just exploded, okay? Because these people, they knew how to navigate the business and the nonprofit world, okay? But that was just a story I wanted to share. I don't think I shared with anybody. I never shared on my blog or my vlog that I had my computer shut off by River Valley's IT team as I was trying to submit a report to the FBI about all these like listening devices in my house and connected to my daughter's iPads and a Raspberry Pi in my home. So it was the first part of all this, like trying to figure out what was going on, that was the scariest part, I guess. But now I'm kind of I'm sitting back getting my thing of popcorn and I'm gonna watch it all fall apart basically. Love you guys. Have a great day.